Welcome back. So for my birthday, I invited some people to ask me some questions, and some people did. So I thought I would try to address those now, and I'm doing it while I'm out for a walk because I'm in Southern California and I can. Chuck G, if I had to watch one movie every day for at least a week, which movie would it be? And this is not an easy question at all. Movies have been a very important part of my life for a long time. Before I was a teacher, I actually owned a video store, owned 3 stores at one time, and I'm a huge fan of movies. So if I had to watch one movie, repeatedly every day for a week, so that's 7 times, I might eliminate a lot of movies that I love, but which I've already seen over and over again. For instance, I'm from that generation that it was required to be able to recite every line of Monty Python and the Holy Grail verbatim, which I can do pretty much. So it would need to be a movie that I love, but which I have not seen so many times that I can already recite it verbatim. So I think I can definitely say it would probably be something from Steven Spielberg. He's brilliant. Probably Empire of the Sun. Yes? Yes, definitely. Empire of the Sun. It would definitely be Empire of the Sun. Michael Morgan asked me a question that I don't think he intended at all as a ask me anything question, but I might treat it as one anyway. He asked if I was familiar with the Grant study, which I wasn't, but I read up on it and viewed what information he sent me, and it was pretty interesting. So now I am. It has to do with elderly folk like myself and how we view success and what things matter in our lives in the long run. And it was good information, and I will put a link, I will forward his link that he provided to me in this video as well. One movie every day for the week. I'm a great fan of musicals, and since I have daughters that are aging and I can't quite believe how rapidly and how quickly that happens, and how the little girl I carried is now in high school, probably Fiddler on the Roof. So yes, if I had to watch one movie every day for a week, it would definitely be Fiddler on the Roof. Mart Smith asked me a couple questions, one of them relating to bacon, which I already addressed. He gave me 4 or 5 choices about bacon, and I told him I didn't see the correct selection, which would be bacon is life, of course. But he also asked me a more serious question, asking me if I could imagine my life without the internet, which is a good question. It is hard for me to overstate or exaggerate how important the internet has been in my life and what a big role it has played. Without the internet, I doubt if I would have even gone back to school to become a teacher, and it certainly would have been much more difficult to be at all successful at it. I might not be teaching today, and I certainly wouldn't be teaching in California because it was the internet that helped me develop my interest and abilities to work in a bilingual community, to teach English as a second language, and that indirectly led me to be in California. Then it helped lead me to my wife. So I'm getting ready to go home now. So yeah, it would be difficult to overstate the importance the internet has played in my life. It's been a huge part of my life even before Nerd Fighters and the Vlogbrothers and all that came into play. I do like to think that much of my life would have still had operated on the same principles, and I still would have valued community the same way I do, even though those have been bolstered by the internet and by being a nerd fighter and finding the communities available on YouTube. I can point to the fact that back when I was a teacher before the internet existed, I was teaching in Detroit, and I came from a rural northern Michigan background, and I was struck by how unaware those two societies and communities were of each other. And so I ran a project for a while where I had students write batches of letters that we would send from Detroit, our classrooms in the inner city of Detroit, and mail them to farming communities in northern Michigan and try to establish pen pals and correspondences between classrooms. And that was interesting. And so the basic idea of bringing people together from different disparate parts of the globe actually is nothing new to me, but certainly has been enhanced by the internet. The worst possible scenario I can imagine is a world where the internet existed but I didn't have access to it. I know for my girls, my kids, I can't imagine anything worse. The internet, we get enough technology every place and we can be done with it happily, but cut us off from the internet, ooh, we are not happy campers. Always a fan of everything he does or everything he says, but Oliver Stone's Heaven and Earth is one of my very favorite movies that I have not seen enough times, and I could watch Heaven and Earth every day for a week, no problem.